To seeing that Pedro's mom wants to learn English and date her ex from the States, did that shock you, or were you just not really caring about that?
I don't really care what Pedro's mom and sister are doing. It doesn't shock me that she's wanting to learn English because, she wants to scam more people. So what better way than to learn the language that will help you to scam an American? Pedro's mom and sister want to take advantage of anyone who they can, and then when they're done with them, they don't mind treating them like trash. And then when they get what they want, then they'll turn on you. And that's what Obed has been telling me this entire time.
What's going on, people? We are back again with another moving mad video. And am I surprised? Am I surprised that Shantel is coming out here and saying that Pedro's mom is a scammer? Absolutely not. I mean, listen, the way Pedro's mom has behaved, I think, over the years has definitely shown us a certain type of energy for us to feel how we feel. But for me personally, I just think after watching her in the last season of Love and Paradise with Scott, and then all of a sudden in that season, they never really spoke about how she was really exposing the whole English side of things. But to then now see her in this season with Scott, and they're in a position where she's now learning English, I personally did find that quite suspect because I was like, I don't see how that makes kind of sense to me. Do you know what I mean? But either way though, would I be surprised if Lydia was in a position where she is a scammer, where she is trying to use people for X, Y, Z? I mean, listen, it is easy to be sold to be the truth because the way she behaves has never been kind, it's never been nice. And also Nicole, the way she's behaved has never been kind, has never been nice. So really into when you're looking at the situation, can we or are we ever in a position to disagree with the fact that Pedro may just come from a family of scammers, and him also being one of those people? You know what I mean? It's something that we can never ever really rule out. But we continue.
Now?
I expect, yes, at this point, I expect every bad thing to come out of Pedro's family's mouth about me, especially since the coast is clear and we're divorced. I mean, it never stopped them anyway. So you're going to hear the ugliest things that you can ever imagine come from them about me. It
How
doesn't
about you?
surprise me. I've always had Pedro's sister blocked, and as soon as Pedro left me, I did block his mother. Um, some cousins reached out to me to troll me a bit, so I blocked them as well. But they haven't been able to communicate with me ever since.
I mean, listen, so far we've definitely seen Nicole and Lidia not say very nice things about Shantel anyway. I mean, listen, we saw it all the way in the first freaking episode, and for it to happen straight off the bat in the first episode, that is telling. That really exposes, what kind of people that they are, obviously how they feel like they should behave, even though the way they behave is not nice at all, it is not applicable. But am I surprised that Chantel's in a position where she has blocked the family? Absolutely not. I mean, it's interesting to see that she already had blocked Nicole this whole time. But again, no, are we surprised? No. But here's the thing, though. This is something that I will add, though. If you know that your wife does not get along with your sister, and your sister does not get along with your wife, so much that your wife is now blocked your sister, but is in a position where she has to keep the phone line available to the mother because, of course, someone needs to have a communication with the mother just for being cordial, right? If I'm in that position, would you still marry somebody who is not getting along with your family? If you marry that person and then all of a sudden you leave them, it can only say one thing, that you was with them and you stuck through everything with them for an agenda. That's what it really says. At least that's what it says to me. And I think, to be honest, that's even more evidence to the fact that, Pedro may have just used Shantel just for the green card and everything else. And to be fair as well, on top of that, I just find it very, very interesting and disturbing that we are seeing two women bullying another woman. And I use the word bullying because so far in this season, all we've heard is them say, has Shantel got fat yet? That is bullying. Do you know what I mean? Targeting the fact that she may have had a weight gain. That is flat out bullying. Now, if you're looking at Chantel's family this season, then this is just based on this season alone, all we've really had from Chantel's family is them pretty much, just talk about how, like, I knew that he was scamming you. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily saying things out of insult, if you know what I mean. And I feel like that's the thing we have to identify, how things are being directed, on both sides. One is directed by saying we knew that this guy was a user and his family wasn't anything. But on the other side, though, we've got them laughing and giggling and literally taking the mick out of Shantel. You know what I mean? And that shit's right there. It's not healthy. It's not nice. This whole thing is messed up.
Yes, I've had a lot of people sliding into my DMs. I've been talking to some. Oh my God, do I need to tell you guys?
I think you
Okay.
do.
So yeah, I've had people sliding into my DMs. I've talked to a couple of athletes, some actors, some rappers as well, and then also a lot of healthcare, like doctors, like all kinds of people. So I'm enjoying this attention from men.
It's kind of crazy because since season 4 finished and we knew that they were getting divorced, obviously I've made videos of Shantel being seen with different people, with DMs from people like Drake, rich dollars and all that kind of stuff. So it is quite interesting to see her now kind of basically be public about it and say, yes, I have been getting attention from multiple people, people from the celebrity world. I mean, to be fair, that's quite interesting because I'm actually surprised that she's still single, if that's the case. But then again, though, she probably knows that these guys are probably after something that is marriage. And we know that when it comes to Shantel, she's looking for someone to come in her life and actually, make a woman out of her, make a wife out of her, and be able to start the family that she wants to start, So it does make sense why maybe she hasn't hooked up with none of these people, because some of these people may just be after one thing, and sadly that's the world that we live in, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to take this as somewhat of a confirmation that yes, there was some type of interaction with her and the people that we've spoken about before on here, people like Rich Dollars and Drake, But I will say this though, I think it's definitely a good thing for her if she is definitely getting this attention from other people, because I feel like sometimes when you go through a breakup, especially divorce, sometimes, your confidence can be really low. Sometimes you can criticize yourself in terms of like, look, and you think, what is the issue? What went wrong? Why was I not good enough? So I think, sometimes it is very good to get attention from people, even if you haven't healed from your past relationship just yet, because it's good to know that, you still got it. You know what I mean? Which is a very good thing. But I do believe that right now, Chantel's probably in that position where she's still going through the healing process. She's still going through the process of moving on from Pedro, and she's still going through the process where she just needs this divorce to be over and done with. And then once it's over and done with, she can be in a position where she can actually fully move on and then fully be open to dating, with the intentions that she wants for herself, rather than trying to move on right now, knowing that she's still got this whole situation that's pending with Pedro, So I definitely understand and I definitely respect the fact that, she's still in a position where she hasn't moved on yet, because that definitely would have been dramatic and harsh in my opinion, and I don't think it would have been a good thing for her. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes when people rebound straight away, sometimes it works out for them, sometimes it does, but I would say that most of the time it probably doesn't. So I'm happy that she hasn't allowed all the attention to, pretty much creep up on her and distract her. But I will say this though, and then let's not forget this. We know that Shantel's under contract, with TLC. So you never know though. There could be a part where maybe she is in a relationship with someone else. Maybe she is talking to someone else, but maybe she has to keep it under wraps until the season's over, And I think sometimes that's what they have to do. It's like, for example, when A Thousand Pound Sisters is off air, when it's off season, there are certain things that Tammy is allowed to speak about, certain things that she's allowed to show, as well as the other family, do you know what I mean? And they're not allowed to do any of the things until, of course, the season comes. So you never know. We may be in for a season where we may come across somebody that she's dating. It's a possibility, but I really do wish the best for her, And I think for Pedro now, on the other hand, damn. Well, that's just a different conversation, isn't it? All I know is that for Pedro, the main thing is this: he needs to make sure that his intentions are clear and are in check for the next woman that comes in his life. And most importantly, he can do better crowd control with his mother and his sister, because to be honest with you, I've got the feeling that it doesn't really matter what woman comes into their life. His mom and sister always going to be problematic, because even last season when we see Scott come in, now, we know Scott is his own problem, don't get it twisted, but even him coming in, we saw the way Nicole behaved, do you know what I mean? It was very, very pretty much problematic as well. So I've just got a feeling that this family just can't help being toxic and can't help being just... I can't even say the word that I want to use, so I'm going to have to beep that one. You know what I mean? But either way, though, Pedro definitely needs to get his house in order for the next woman that comes in his life, and he needs to hope that his sister behaves more than anything else, because she's definitely the instigator out of it all, if you know what I mean. But nonetheless, though, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section, and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.